We're back in No Man's Sky. Loading screen of stars, then a flashbang of white. Vision. Where were we? Yes. The radiation planet. My beautiful new ship that definitely needs a paint job. And, well, it needs a few fixes. Everything needs a few fixes, actually, but we're working on that. If I remember right, the last thing we were doing was we were looking for copper. Calls? No, I don't want to call my starship. Buttons. Copper, maybe? Sodium. Copper. Hey. We're looking for that. We got the terrain manipulator last time as well. Guess I can use that. Nope, inventory's full. Yeah. Surprise, surprise, my inventory is full again. Copper deposit right here, though. Buttons. Not that one. There it is. Finer. Get some fuel in there. We're gonna start with the... how do I make this? There we go. Small as possible. We want to get as much copper out of this as possible because we're gonna need all of it. Literally all of it, actually, and more, probably. Neat little trick I've learned is that when you're in a storm, you can actually do a copper little hole like this when you're digging. And, yeah, stabilization is set up so you can protect yourself even in a storm. Gather all the copper you need while your inventory is getting filled up. Should be safe from a storm. Just make sure not to dig out the whole ceiling, because that gets rid of your protection. My inventory looking like... And they already have silica, so that's good. I don't want to get too much copper, otherwise I might lose some of it. Right now, we are on the grind to get copper, not lose it. Start refining that real quick. Copper, copper, copper. Aha. Back into the copper hole. Another little interesting trick I picked up over the years of playing this game is you're able to gather a whole bunch of silica extremely quickly if you use the leveler mod. And not mod, but feature in this. By harvesting a whole bunch of silica underneath here, you can just kind of charge your terrain manipulator a lot faster. Particularly happy to see the sentinel line above my head, though. My objective is to get copper, not be chased around. The last one, I feel like I was interrupted quite a few times by those little bastards, and that's not what I'm here for. I'm gonna remove as much of the lower half as I can. Oh, well, that's not good. That in there. Don't want to be losing any of this. Back down here. Give life support, so we're just going to eat those. Now I should have 2 inventories of supplies to work with. Please stop slipping. I may have mentioned once or twice in the last videos that I was going to go to vendors and pick up items. That is factually incorrect. I shall not be doing that. I'd say that looks about clear. We've entered a whole new kind of race now. Now that we've got a vehicle. Away from me. Need a handful of those. Now that we actually have a ship that we can fly around in, making sure it's in peak physical condition would be very beneficial for me. Not only for the resources that I'd be able to scan in. Resource, that's not what I meant. Once I have access to the ship itself, I'll be able to carry a whole bunch more goodies inside of it. That's what I meant to say a second ago. To do that, I have to repair it. Unfortunately, that requires resources, like copper. One thing that most people probably aren't going to mention very much is that wiring looms are obtainable, technically speaking. You can acquire them via old mods. So all those things that I've been searching in the shipwreck pieces, I can apply those and then deconstruct them for a chance at wiring looms, which is another reason I will not be able to purchase them from a store because technically they are obtainable elsewhere. Is that going to make my life harder? Yeah, a wee bit, but here we are. Mr. Sentinel, please go away. I'm also getting very little in terms of resources from these plants due to the difficulty settings, which have been locked in at the hardest possible settings. There will be no changing of those settings. Where's my drill? I lose it. That'd be very unfortunate. Oh, there it is. And another batch of copper. That in my inventory. Rid of the salt. Put this into my multi-tool, charge that up. Another important piece of information, I'm not going to be using salvage data for the ability to unlock blueprints. I will be selling these exclusively for currency. I can buy ships, and ships have pieces. Pieces give mods, and potentially wiring looms. The rest of them, the actual blueprints themselves, actually come from the main quest line, so I'm going to be following that to the T and getting the pieces as they get unlocked. I'll just pick that up now. Normally I would try and fly up there, but this game do be a bit buggy sometimes, and as I am only a one life play, I'd really not prefer to lose all the effort that I put into this account. However, gravity and I are not exactly friends. Alright, I've got my shield. That's the most important part. However, getting all these pieces together is going to be tedious. I move that there, put that there. Need to fix this. It requires a wiring loom. Just mentioned that. A lot of wiring looms. Technically, I can repair a lot of this stuff if I get the magnetized ferrite. Means more mining. Do that. I want to unclutter some inventory. Right now, I'm a bit cluttered. I think I could also delete these hermetic seals. Technically speaking, I got them through a bug, so I'm going to get rid of them and then make more of my own. Can't be having cheating now. Let's see. I need wiring looms. Well, no surprise. Microprocessors, salt, or sodium. Get that ionized cobalt. Not repairing those anytime soon. What is this? Not affiliated with my weapons. I guess it's just a generic upgrade. Anyway, let's go platinum. That's in space. I really want to upgrade individual things at a time and repair them so that I don't dump all my resources in places and then not have the ones that I need. Where do I even start? I have a lot going on. Dramatic, oh perfect, let's just fix that. Another inventory slot. Let's move. I don't even need the data. I'm going to be getting rid of those. technically speaking, I can use these to get upgrades for my inventory, assuming I had antimatter housing and other things that I don't have. So for the time being, I think I'm just gonna sell them. They're worth a couple rubles, and I don't particularly need them in a whole large quantity. So, yeah, let's get rid of a couple more things. 2 more hermetic seals. Ta-da. 4 of those. And then we're going to fix one of these damaged hardwires. We need more salt, obviously, but we can get to that. Now I've opened up 2 more inventory slots. What else do we want to get rid of? We can get rid of those. Those are bad. I know the metal platings are used in a handful of recipes, but nothing is coming to mind. Oh, should feel perfect. Put that here. Well, there's a handful of just random ingredients that are kind of small. I'll put that there. You get more pure ferrite. I have a lot of resource grinding to do. We're going to put the drill there. I need another slot. If I can get one more of these, preferably that one. Well, technically no, I want that one, but too late now. I can move that there, I guess. If I get some sodium, I can move the mining beam and get the advanced beam. That way I'll be able to start harvesting upgraded research materials. Hello, vendor people. Excuse me. I want to get rid of my navigation data, my salvage data. I think that was it. Look at all that inventory space. Put these up here. Put this down here. 2 whole silver, huh? Pretty sure you get silver in the starship, so I'm gonna put that up there. Oh. Technically not yet, I guess. I'm gonna go put it in my starship. Okay. Hop into the starship. We're gonna move silver to the inventory, dihydrogen to the inventory. Anything else in my multi-tool? Just needed the salt, I think. Wiring looms. Can't get those ones for now. Okay. Well, we have a lot of upgrades to get, I guess. Need to find a cold world for these slots. Technically, it's just a lot of ferrite that I need to go and grab. I guess with that, we leave. We have quite a few. I can move the pugnium, I guess. Don't really get too much of that. Or ionized cobalt, for that matter. Really wish that this would have just been a square instead of missing slots, because that frustrates my brain. Alright. Oh, off we go. Wait, oh, hold on. I need to make sure I've got fuel in my launch thrusters. If I can summon my ship, that should be able to launch one more time. I think. Uranium. A lot of uranium here. Multi-tool, did it? It did require some uranium. Let's just grab some then. Hello, pineapple creature. Uranium. Alright, since I'm going for a bit more speed in this particular approach, I'm not going to be mining this one at the smallest speed. Uranium is more of just a minor repair and launch fuel, but I'm not really struggling for launch fuel at the moment. So I'm just going to harvest this a bit faster. Don't like leaving little pieces though. Fix that. Anyway, multi-tool. Uranium. Convenient. Those are now done. Go for some sodium. Quite a bit of that. Aside for, shield reasons. Ooh, hello. Don't mind me, Mr. Sentinel. I'm just harvesting some natural goodies. For you. What are you? Sodium. Okay. Sure. Interesting, I guess. Not really what I was expecting to find. I did not think it was blue. Alright, radiation. Let's just fix that. I don't want to get too far away from the house where my ship is, even though I know I can call it down. Oh, I'm looking for ferrite, but carbon is good too. Nothing else is a good fuel source. And there's a sentinel. Thankfully, though, when it comes to sentinels, you can just run away. Although I definitely want the modules from them for the wiring looms in the future. But we'll probably be fighting them a lot. Now, though, we're just gonna run away and gather rocks. I can't mine that yet. Large deforestation tying up all the natural resources. You know, it would be nice to get that fancy mining beam so I could go at double the speed. That would be useful as well. That requires a wiring loom. Oh no, not you again. There's salvage data anywhere? Animal I haven't seen, apparently. Encrypted data. I don't want to sit in a chair. Corvax casing. Oh. Another microprocessor. No, thanks. A shield module. That's perfect. One of the things I can break down, I think. Sure. A wiring loom. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Although losing the defense would be sad. Oh well. Upgraded multi-tool. The wiring looms in my ship. Forgot. Yep. Any more smoky wreckage around here? There's one. Also looks kind of flat down there. I might just set up a house. Make that. Yeah, nice. It is not as flat as I was expecting. Just put the computer right there. Yes, hello. I would love to claim the area. The archives are now available. Thank you. I love walls. I assume it's because I'm out of resources. Yes, it's carbon. A lot of condensed carbon, not a lot of regular carbon. Sorry. Whoa. Guess I better be careful then. I'm gonna need all of this to build my little house. Floor. Try this again. One, two, three. Oh good, a storm. We want a door. Don't have ferrite. Put a ceiling on us. For the time being, I'm just going to put another wall. Wrong button. We want finer. Use fancy carbon. And put in some of this. Gonna become a problem. There we go. Need to build that door again. Then. Well, look at that. I'm officially a homeowner. Right in time for the firestorm to kind of mess with me. Structurally largely a success. Salvage data can be used. That's nice. Yeah, we're gonna refine some of that metal now. Scrap metal. If I can summon my ship here. Hello, Mr. Ship. Very good to see you. Now, I'm going to upgrade my multi-tool. Now I can mine the fancy stuff. Let's see. What does it want me to do now? What does it want this for? No. Gonna build. Right. I should recover salvage data. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, technically I have to do it for the quest line, but I'd be doing that in general. Charge up the multi-tool. Get rid of the silicite. I don't need glass right now. Sell these. Send that to my ship. Our ship needed fancy fluorine. That's right. Well, I think I'm actually going to call it here for now. I've got my little house, I've got my ship, I've got the computer archives, and I need a resource clean just a wee bit and refine a handful of things. Why is there a skull on my icon? I don't like that. Anyway, I'm going to do some resource crafting. And by that, I mean refining all of that rock and wood and whatnot that I just got, and I'll come back in the next video.